afternoon, Paranerds. I hope your day is going absolutely wonderful, and I welcome you back to the 31 days of Halloween. That's right, we're continuing my 31 favorite horror films for the month of October. And today we have a Stephen King little known film. It is a cult classic, but it's still not the cult classic it deserves to be. And of course, today we're talking about
Stephen King invites you to venture deep inside the caverns below the old Bachman Mill.
You're not thinking about going down in there?
Where a secret lies long forgotten by any living soul.
Just ain't no job worth this.
The workers suspected.
You can't put me down there. You can't put anybody down there. I know things.
The owner denies it.
What did happen to the fellow that started this job?
It didn't work out.
And everyone fears it.
This place is infested.
That might be the understatement of the year.
It's broken.
Because one by one, it will devour them all.
We're like shrimp in an all-you-can-eat salad bar, and that thing ain't stopping till it's full.
Must be some other way out of here.
It's blood!
This isn't real.
This is the new horror from the mind of Stephen King. Graveyard Shift. Good benefits. Early retirement.
The Graveyard Shift. Oh, this is a fun one to get into. Let's just talk about what this movie's about, and then we'll get into a little bit more of it. So, a drifter by the name of John Hall ends up applying for a job in a rundown, nasty textile factory close to a cemetery and infested with rats. He ends up running the textile machine because the last employee just went missing. And of course, it only runs on the graveyard shift. What they don't know is that there is a huge creature in the underground of the mill killing and eating some of the workers. And now a cleanup crew is forced to clean the basement and fight to survive the night. This movie is batshit crazy. It's hard to explain this movie. You know what? Let's get into that in a minute. There's only a couple of behind-the-scenes facts for this movie because it's not as loved as it deserves to be. So the name of the mill is Bachman Mills, and Richard Bachman was a pseudonym of Stephen King, who wrote the short story that this movie is based on. Yes, and it's a great short story, and it is one of the ones we may be doing in Paranerd Reads down the line. Co-stars Andrew Divoff and Raisa Danilova, trying not to butcher that name. They later married 2 years after this film was completed, so it sounds like they met on this film and fell in love, and I love when that happens. That's so cool. The producers were afraid that the rats would not be terrifying enough, so they brought in talents of a top voiceover artist and added to the soundtrack, but they don't mention who the voiceover artist was. I'm hoping it's Frank Welker, because Frank Welker's an amazing voiceover artist. The creature is a mutated rat with bat wings, which I always thought it was just a bat in the film, but no, it's an actual rat that has bat wings. The explanation, according to the short story, because they don't explain a lot during the film, they go into more depth into the short story is that the rats in the sub-cellar under the trapdoor have been living so long in the darkness they've become blind and lost their hind legs and grown gigantic, some as high as 3 feet. There is also what seems to be bats the size of crows that turn out to be more mutated rats that have grown wings but haven't yet lost their tails. The creature who attacks them in the movie is most likely the one described in the story as the Manga Mater or Queen Mother. She was totally limbless and as big as a Holstein calf, and she is gigantic in this film. And the creature effects for that creature, it's done very well. It's a creepy looking thing, and I get chills thinking about it. It's a fun movie. It takes a while to kind of get into the storyline, but once the creature starts like showing itself and attacking, it's boom, 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 action, action, action. But there's also another villain in this, and that is the evil foreman, Warwick. We'll get into a little bit more about Warwick. This one flew under my radar for a long time. I always thought it was a zombie movie based on the VHS cover. And I wasn't super into zombie films like I am now. Back when I was a little younger, zombie films, I felt they were too mainstream. So I always skipped this one. One day, I was at the local video store running out of stuff to rent. And I was like, all right, Graveyard Shift. I keep putting this off. Let's watch it. And I friendly surprised. I enjoyed this film quite a bit. And the evil Warwick, played by Stephen Mock, as the villainous foreman Warwick. He does a great job making you hate and love him at the same time. He really does. Like, you root for this character, and you hate him at the same time. And Stephen Mock does a great job playing this character. It's got some decent acting. Like Stephen Mock, Andrew Divoff, probably really the big two that I would say. Everyone does a good job, but they're like the standout in just my opinion. The creature effects are phenomenal. The gore, there's not really a ton of gore. So if you're a gore hound, this isn't gonna... There's not buckets of blood. There's a little bit of like blood spray here and there. It's more focused on sound design and creature effects, which to me, hey, I love a good creature feature and I love good creature effects, so I'm totally in on this movie. I give this film 3.5 giant rats out of 5. And I recommend this movie. I recommend a couple of drinks and some buddies to maybe Mystery Science Theater riff this movie. It helps enjoy it just that much more. It's still a fun movie. Like I said, it takes a little bit of time to get the pacing going, but once the creature shows up and starts killing, it's a lot of fun. There's a couple twists and turns you don't see coming, and it really gets you more into the story. There's a great cameo, and I don't want to spoil who it is, but he does a great job as the exterminator. And that's about all I can say about this film. I don't want to spoil it too much. So go and watch it, please. Find Graveyard Shift. Fun movie. Highly recommend it. Again, it's just another one of those fun way to kill a couple hours. I think it's like maybe 80 minutes. It's a fun way to kill hour and a half and watch a giant mutated rat eat people. Sounds fun to me. Thank you so much for watching these videos. You all have been sticking it out, and I truly appreciate it. It means the world to me. Thank you so much, Paranerds. You're all fantastic. We truly live in a weird world, so go out and experience it, especially films like Graveyard Shift. See you in the next one, and I hope your day continues to be absolutely fantastic.